Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 5th grade concept of dividing decimals. This is 5.3G Readiness Practice, the intermediate version. If you're interested in exploring the 5.3G Readiness Practice for the proficient or advanced versions, or the Readiness Practice resource line with any other standard, you can find those by using the link in the video description. So we will be doing a lot of dividing in this practice. So first we have Carlos, and he bought 2,436 grams of flour, wants to divide it equally into 12 bags. So here's our total. We wanted to visualize it with a strip diagram here, and we want to divide this equally into 12 bags. So we have equal groups. So let's cut it in half. Let's cut each half in half. And if we cut each quarter into thirds, 4 times 3 makes 12, and there's our visualization. So we're going to use long division here, and let's go ahead and set it up with our just standard algorithm. And so we have our divisor of 12, and then 2,436. I'm not going to put the comma after the 2. I don't want to mistake it for a 1. So 12 does not go into 2, but 12 does go into 24 2 times. So now we're dealing with just the first 2 digits. So that's 12 times 2 is 24. We subtract, goes in perfectly. So we bring down one digit at a time. 12 does not go into 3. But we still need that 0 there, because now we can bring down our other digit, 6. 12 goes into 36 3 times. That's going to go in evenly. We're going to have no remainders. So how many grams of flour will be in each bag? So we can write a sentence saying there will be 203, and then G is our abbreviation for grams in each bag. All right, so that was our warm-up. Didn't necessarily involve a decimal, but the next two will. So, second, Sarah's family walked on a nature trail. We have a distance of 62.4 miles in 15 days. So if they walk the same distance each day, so we've got a same thing here. If we wanted to visualize this as a strip diagram, I've got my total of 62.4, or 62 and 4/10. I want to divide it into 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this into fifths, and I'm going to cut each fifth into thirds. And then there we go. That's going to be our, question mark for each one. I'm not going to draw all those. And so let's take our 15. Let's divide it into 62.4. Now, here's the thing when we are dividing decimals. We need to make sure there are no decimals in the divisor. If so, we need to multiply by 10 or 100 to both dividend and divisor to get it out of there. There is no decimal in the divisor, and we can go ahead and put our decimal straight up on our quotient bar there. So 15 goes into 24, or into, 62. We're going to start from the left, and it's going to go in 4 times because 15 times 4 is 60, and that leaves 2. And now that we've put the decimal up on the decimal bar, that's all we need to do with the decimal. We don't need to do anything else with it, so we ignore it basically. We pretend it's 24. 15 goes into 24. Let's see, 1 time, not quite 2 times. So that's 15. Now that since we're doing decimals, we don't really deal with remainders. We're just going to keep adding zeros after the decimal point till we get to what we need to. So this is 9. So let's add a 0. So 15 goes into 90. Well, 15 times 2 makes 30. 3 30s makes a 90, so that's going to end up being 6. Because 2 times 3 is 6. That's 90. And there we go. So my answer is 4.16. We can say they walk 4 and 1600ths miles. That's mi each day. We don't just put m because m is more typically used for meters. That's a different unit. And finally, we have Sally baking cookies. She has 18 and 7500 cups of flour. Divide them into 30 batches of cookie dough. All right, so we're going to take our 30, divide that into 18 and 75 hundredths. Same thing, let's move our decimal straight up, and then now we're basically done with it. 30 does not go into 1 or 18. It goes into 187 six times, because 6 times 3 is 18. So 6 times 30 is going to be 180. So that's 7. Now, since it's got a decimal, let's go ahead and put a 0 up front. We know we at least want a 0 placeholder in the ones place. So 30 goes into 75 twice. That's 60. So that's 15. Add a 0 in the thousandths place. And you see we're going to be able to get into that real quick. 5. So how many cups of flour will be in each batch? So we can say there will be 0.625. That's actually 5/8 if we wanted to make that into a fraction. Cups, lowercase c, of flour in each batch. So if you are interested in exploring the 5.3G Readiness Practice resource aligned with the proficient or advanced versions, or the Readiness Practice resource aligned with any other standard, you can find those by using the link in the video description.